Headlines flashing bright, from the shadows we arise, with the truth in our hands under perilous skies. Every story told is a battle we fight. Through the darkness and the fear, we bring the light. In the chaos, in the flames, we'll stand tall, with the courage to reveal through the rise and the fall. From the embers of the war to the echoes of the call, we're the eyes of the world and we'll never stall. KLW, we're the warriors on the front lines. Through the blood and the fire, we'll define the times. In the heat of the battle, where the truth aligns, we're the voice of the war and the world will find. From the ruins and the wreckage, every story's told. Through the tears and the heartbreak, the bravery unfolds. In the darkest hours, when the world's torn apart, KLW brings the stories straight from the heart. With the cameras rolling through the wreckage and the pain, we capture the reality while the world remains. Every angle, every moment in the line of fire, we're the pulse of the battlefield, never to tire. KLW, we're the warriors on the front lines. Through the blood and the fire, we'll define the times. In the heat of the battle, where the truth aligns, we're the voice of the war and the world will find. KLW, we're the warriors on the front lines. Through the blood and the fire, we'll define the times. In the heat of the battle, where the truth aligns, we're the voice of the war and the world will find. Through the smoke and the ruins, we'll pierce the veil. With every breath we take and every tale, we're the heartbeat of the conflict in the shadowed frail. With KLW's vision, the truth won't fail. Stand firm, we're the beacon in the fray. Through the dust and the fury, we'll light the way. In the fight for the truth, where the heroes lay. KLW, the story's here to stay. KLW, we're the warriors on the front lines. Through the blood and the fire, we'll define the times. In the heat of the battle, where the truth aligns, we're the voice of the war and the world will find. So here's to the courage and the tales we unfold. In the heart of the conflict, our story's told. KLW, with the truth we hold. In the fire of the war, our legacy bold.
You can't handle the truth.
All right, good afternoon, folks. We found it. That's right. We have been looking for the ability to fly in Flight Simulator 2020 in and around Putin's bunker. And we're also going to be revealing some additional imagery for you. We have gotten the assistance of a gentleman to manipulate what is being put out by removing what Google and Bing and others, Flight Simulator, have been putting over top of the real imagery. So we can give you just the raw imagery, just like you see before us. You see, we were here before, but, well, when we were here, all of this was covered up with artificial foliage. Not anymore. We've got it all for you right here, folks. This is Putin's underground bunker. Many of you may know that Putin has been, how should we say, absent here recently. And in being absent, people didn't know where he was. But he's hidden down there deep in the mountains. And where is down there? Well, it's all the way over here, way away from the Black Sea. That's right. Putin's compound is here. Over there is the Black Sea. But Putin's got a compound over here. And he's been hiding there. Now, this is the same facility we showed you, what, 6, 8 months ago? Um, you want the coordinates? Well, sure. We can do that. Copy coordinates, and we will put them into the chat just for you. Nobody else does this for you. There you go. So there is the coordinates to Putin's underground bunker. Now, like I said, we tried to fly this previously, but everything was hidden. Now, this whole area here belongs to Putin. He's got a site up here on the side of the mountain for communications. This bunker is huge. He's got a little building over here. These are trails for his security. You'll notice that the road just leads to his bunker. Guard gate right there, and everything else is Putin. Now, a lot of people said when there was a fire here that it burned down Putin's house. That's not true. This is the building that burned down. This is Putin's house. So, as you can see, Putin's house didn't burn down. It was the conference building down here next to the helipad. Now, this is a huge, and I say huge, I mean huge underground facility. If you don't think so, look at the size of the substation just to power the place. So what we've done is we have loaded this into the sim. We've got the Bell 407 sitting here on the top of the hill. We're going to jump into the 407. We're going to take a flight down here, come up the valley, come around. We're going to look at the area over here where it looks like there is an entrance into the side of the mountain as an emergency exit. Then we have additional spots where they can go underground here. And then there are additional spots where you can go into the bunker down here next to the river, right here. And then we're going to check out the helipads. Again, secure underground. So you get into the tunnels that way. And then we're going to fly around and we're going to have a look-see over here at his communications facility up on the top of the ridge up here. See this plateau? This is where he has all of his communications equipment. So we're going to get more into this. We're going to be doing a class tonight, and then I'm recording this in 4K. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload this onto Rumble for everybody to see. Also, Racer could grab this and put this in the War Watch there if he wanted to, so everybody could see it over there. But we'll upload this on Rumble for everybody to see as well. Also, we are working with Rumble to be able to do 4K. So we're going to be doing our flights in 4K. I'm going to be setting up some static addresses for our flight simulator so as that everybody can come and watch everything in 4K so you guys can see it like I do. So if you're not a member of the network, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/KLW News. If one of the mods would be nice enough to drop that into the chat for everyone, that would be greatly appreciated. So here it is. A lot of work, a lot of effort. And like I said, we've got people who are helping us out. I don't have approval from the gentleman to give his channel name or his real name. But I want to thank him for his efforts that he's doing to unmask the hidden military assets on the border with Lithuania that the Russians have amassed, the Belarusians have amassed, and the folks from Kaliningrad have amassed along the border. We're doing this so is that you can see what's going on for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tractor trailers there getting ready to go across the border. You can see it yourself. So, what we're going to do is we're going to jump over and get into the Bell 407. This is a black one because, well, we're way behind enemy lines. And, well, this is a special operations deal. So we're going to lift off from here. And we're going to dive down into the valley below. And we're going to come up along the river where you come into Putin's. As you can see, there's a big river down there. There's a lot of
Barnable Center Army Operation is type 43 miles northeast of uniform November
water flowing by, so he's got plenty of water.
Request flight following.
And he's got plenty of power
Army
too.
Operation 07 Barnable Center.
We have seen the
7643.
the power lines coming in
Army
here.
Operation 07.
We're going to show you those too.
Army Operation 07 radar contact 42 miles northeast of uniform, November Bravo uniform 2,700 feet.
So we're in a black helicopter. We're going to come out of the shadows. Let's back
Roger, Army Operations 07.
So up here is where we were talking about that he has another way in. And this is the road coming into Putin's place here. God, I love this. Look at this. Where else can you fly into Putin's underground bunker and see it? No place. No place. But there you can see the high tension power line towers that feed the power in. And they come up this valley to do one thing, to feed power to Putin's bunker. That's it. So let's head in. We'll ease over here. And we'll show you what it looks like. So here's the main road coming in. Again, nobody else is on this road but Putin. This is Putin's place only. Nice two-lane road there. Up above to the left is where we took off from. So we're traveling up the road into Putin's underground bunker where Putin is hiding. He's been here for 2 weeks. He didn't want to go over to his palace on the Black Sea. And by the way, we're going to show you that too. We'll probably fly that later tonight. Show you what that looks like. Down below there is part of his complex here, which is huge. Probably well over $1 billion spent on this underground facility. As we say, it is massive. So coming up here is the main gate to get into Putin's palace. There's nothing else on this road. This is a 3D model. The best we can render off satellite imagery is why. So here's the gate. There is the guardhouse. And so when you come in, you've got a couple different ways that you can go. Now, if you cut off here to the left and take this little trail up here and around to the left, it will bring you up here to Putin's communication site, which is up on this other plateau here. And here's where his communications site is. So he's got communications buildings, towers, so on and so forth. That is all up here. And he's got a security building here, which is, well, right there. Now down below, it's a road going to the north for his security as well. And if we swing around back down here to the south, we can see that main road that continued on. That's the road that you see right there. Nice little openings there along the side of the embankment here. Now we're going to go back to the main gate. Heavy fencing there, as you can see. So after you come through the main gate, you make a right turn. Another gate there as well. You make a right turn here and you start working your way down the hill to get into the complex. This is a security, maintenance, and so on and so forth facility here at the left. So if you want to come and check in and so on and so forth, that's where they will greet you. This is where all of the maintenance equipment and so on and so forth is here on the left. And then when you get down here, there's a couple things going on here. Down below, here to the left, should be here to the right, is where they have Putin's substation. And so, as you can see, those high tension power lines coming in, and that all comes into Putin's substation down here. And he's got maintenance equipment, all kinds of security equipment, some nice little buildings down in here. I believe that white building there is the security building for all of the security personnel. And then I believe this building right here is wastewater and fresh water treatment. Is what we're seeing right there. And as we continue to come up along the side here, this is the main power substation for the entire complex right here on your left. And we showed you the other night these huge substations like this for the underground facilities that they have around. Here is yet another entrance, that little concrete building there. That's another entrance into the underground complex. Here's a nice little boat ramp down here. Oh, gee, look, somebody has joined us. Welcome aboard. They're landing in the water. Now, what we wanted to show you was when they said they had a fire here, the fire was in the building right here, right in front of me. It was not at Putin's palace. This is a conference center between that building there and this building here. And the one right in front of me is the one that caught fire. Now, before we go to Putin's house, let's go up here and have a look at the LZ. There's another entrance to underground facility. Here is the road going back to right there. Here are the LZs right below me here. In fact, I'm going to change my perspective just a little bit. I think that'll probably be pretty good, right? Right there. Oop. There we go. That gives you a good look around. So here's Putin's bunker. Here is yet another underground entrance to that bunker. And basically what this is for is if Putin is trying to evacuate and he wants to get underground real quick, well, the easy way to do that is to come in and land right here on his LZ and then run over and get into that entrance right there, so that he's going underground. Yeah, you don't know where. This is what it's like to land on Putin's LZ. What we're going to do is we're going to show you that this LZ is not made for the biggest helicopter in the world, because as you can see when we set down here, we are taking up pretty much the whole LZ. So yeah, mods are able to smoke anybody that's, well, didn't. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over, and now we're going to see Putin's house here. So again, this is yet another one of the underground entrances right here to the left. And then over here is where Putin is.
Center Army Operations 07 is type 44 miles northeast of Uniform November Bravo Uniform, 2,100 feet. Request flight following.
Is where Putin is hiding.
Operation 07 Barnall Center. Squawk 2656.
So this is his house. His family comes over here.
Army Operations 07.
They stay over here.
Army Operations 07.
No, all of these places are owned by Putin. The government doesn't own any of these.
Altimeter 29.902.
So here is his bunker. Now what we're going to do is, excuse me, yeah, this is his house. And there's also an entrance from here into it, but this gives you an idea just how big this place is. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys this, but now we're going to go to Putin's palace on the Black Sea, and I'm going to show you that. Now, yeah, Putin's been building his bunkers for decades, literally. So I just want to show you guys just really how big, and to give you an idea of how big the house is. Now this thing is monstrous. Above ground, from what I understand, the place is over 12,000 square feet. It could be even bigger than that, but it was at least 12,000 square feet above ground. God only knows where it is below ground. But you can see it's a pretty good sized place. We'll land right out front. Piss him off. I'll bet you he hears us by now. So we're going to land here. Something that I've been wanting to do for a year. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave here, and we are going to go to Putin's palace on the Black Sea. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back out to the main menu. Going to hit continue. And we are going to go over to Putin's palace. Now, there's also a bunker under this facility, huge bunker under this facility. The difference, though, is that the bunker we're going to now on the Black Sea, well, it's a little different because the bunker over on the Black Sea, oops, wrong one. The bunker over on the Black Sea, it's too close to Ukraine. And because it's so close to Ukraine, the Ukrainians can hit it with a missile. And in fact, it was reported that there was an explosion at this facility and a fire a couple weeks ago. And what happened right after that? Putin disappeared. Interesting how that happens. So we're going to show you that. They're lying to him is what they're doing. This war should have been over when Obama was in office because the United States should have supported Ukraine immediately. Instead, Obama didn't do that. And because of that, lots of people have died unnecessarily.
Rostov Center Army Operations 07.
So here
Type
is
1, 4 miles southeast of Uniform Romeo Kilo Golf, 1,500 feet.
this is
Request
Putin's
clearance
bunker.
to transition Charlie
This is
airspace.
excuse me. This is his
Army
palace.
Operations 07 Rostov Center. Squawk 6225.
This is his palace right here.
6225 Army Operations 07.
And what we're going to do is
Army Operations 07 radar contact 13 miles southeast of Uniform Romeo Kilo Golf, 1,000 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
we're going to do the same thing we did.
Charlie airspace Army Operations 07.
We're doing the same thing we did at his bunker, but this is his palace. We're going to start at the driveway and work our way in. So this facility is famous. It's huge. I mean, bigly huge. Now, basically, this entire town that you see right here, everyone here works there. This is a private town. So if you live here, you're either part of his security force, or you are a cook, or you work in the winery, or you work in the greenhouse, or you work in one of those places, but, well, that's how you live in this little town. Now, once you're in this private town, and by the way, we've got ways to remove all of the foliage and all of the buildings from here, so as that we can just give you raw satellite imagery, and we can show you that imagery as we get more imagery. So again, more security. So we've got security guards that live here. We've got basically everybody that works here lives in this little town. So let's move our birds view around here a little bit. There we go. Way we get a little bit better view here as we make our way up across the mountain. So again, mods, smoke controls on site permanently. We're not here for them. We're here to educate the people. So there are massive vineyards that are here. Putin has a huge wine cellar. And that there is the bridge to go across to go to Putin's. And again, this is Putin's palace. Wow. A lot more buildings have been added into this valley in the last few years. I've only been flying over here for about 3 years, and it definitely looks like there's some significant growth up through the valley here. I hear another helicopter. Oh, there he is. All right, come on, K-Talk, let's go up here. So again, what you see down below when it's not a building on top of it, that imagery you see on the ground, that is actually true satellite imagery. And the reason the road looks like it's at an angle is because the satellite imagery is applied to the 3D model of the terrain. And this only gets better as we continue on here. We're going to keep following the road up through here. And this is pretty steep going up in through here. Now, the last time we were in here, we were trying to find his communications site up here, up on top of the mountain. And when we strip all of this foliage away, we'll be able to see that. So here's a good view up top, and there's a variety of different roads in here. There's miles and miles of road in here. I'm going to show you as much of it as we can. He has a bunker up. Now, this is the bunker that got hit the other day. So when you heard in the news where one of Putin's bunkers got hit, a communications facility. Yeah, correct, Mark. I know that Moscow has no power right now. I've been working on this. That's why I haven't covered that. But this is the road coming in, and the communications facility, the communications bunker on the Black Sea that got hit by a Storm Shadow missile the other day. Well, guess what? This is where that bunker is. Oh, he doesn't need a source, Aline. I've seen it. I've got all kinds of sources on the Moscow is out of power. I've got video of it and everything. So that communication suite is right here up on top of this ridge. Now, when you're up on top of here and you look over to the northwest, that's looking up the coast. Far up that coast is the Kerch Strait Bridge. In fact, straight off the nose of the helicopter, that ridge way up there, well, that's Crimea. So right up here is where Russians' comms are. Now, as we work our way back down the mountain, there is a variety of different facilities along the way. So he has a movie theater. He has a winery. He has a greenhouse. He's got all kinds of things. He's got a church here. He's got housing for his security personnel. He's got housing for guests. I actually have a map of this place that has what every single building in the place is. Has a huge, huge winery. Something about him and his wine, and that's what all this is. This is his winery. He's very proud of his winery. Very, very proud. And down off the side there, straight off the nose. Oh, we got a couple more guys in here. Welcome. There we go. Now we're flying. So this is the chapel. This is his little church right here, is what this individual little building is here, sitting all by itself. So if he wants to get religious, he can go right in there. Down over there is a guest house. He's got security all over the place. Now, you'll notice here he's got two different sized LZs. When you look at these two different sized LZs, and he can have a bunch of helicopters in here. He's got this set up so is that he can land his regular Mi-8s in here, or he can land Mi-26s in here, so you can see just how big this LZ is compared to a regular helicopter. I don't know how to fly. See? What do I know about it? So then, once you land here, we've got guest housing. Security. This is Putin's
Center Army Operations
private garden.
13 miles southeast of Uniform Romeo Kilo Golf, 500 feet.
Right here.
Request flight following.
Army Operations 07 Rostov Center. Squawk 5616.
Squawk 5616 Army Operations 07.
Army Operations 07 radar contact 13 miles southeast of Uniform Romeo Kilo Golf 300 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Now this place is
Roger,
huge.
Army Operations 07.
In fact, it's way, way, way bigger underground than it is above ground. To give you an idea of how big it is, we're going to land in the inner garden. That's right. This is the inner garden. So if Putin wants to go outside, he can walk in from any of the four sides and come into his inner garden here and do whatever he wants to do. So we're going to come out of here and head out towards the front of the building. He's got, as you can see, parks and walkways. There's a little maze. All kinds of stuff here. Now when you get down over the side of the ridge here, and I don't know if it's going to show it or not, there's actually two openings in the side of the mountain down here, so as that if you needed ventilation or a view out over the Black Sea, and I don't know if they're going to show it in this imagery here.
Rostov Center
We
Army
can load it
Operations
later
07 is type 13
the
miles
satellite
southeast
imagery
of
and show-
Uniform
oh, there it
Romeo
is.
Kilo Golf, 200 feet. Request flight following.
Army Operations 07 Rostov Center.
So you see that
Squawk 3777.
square right there, right off my nose? That is an opening in the side of the
Squawk
mountain.
3777 Army
Two of them right there.
Operations
See that?
07.
One on the left, one on the right.
Army Operations 07
Right off my nose.
13 miles southeast of Uniform Romeo Kilo Golf 100 feet.
Right there.
Altimeter 29.92.
That one and
Roger,
this
Army
one here
Operations 07.
are just openings that look out over the Black Sea. Now down here is Putin's personal dock. And then these are the people who deal with the boats, the marine side of it. Again, down here you have wastewater treatment, so on and so forth, down in this area at the bottom side. And this road goes up and around as well. So when we were up on the top of the mountain, and the road split off up there, it comes down through here. So
Rostov Center Army
gives you
Operations
another
07.
view of it.
Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Yeah, is that cool or is that cool? That entire building is on a pedestal like that.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Ease down over here.
Cleared through Charlie airspace Army Operations 07.
Well, I love my new flight sim controls. Boy, these purples are just cat's meow. It's so close to flying a real helicopter. I am absolutely thrilled with the flight controls. You can see this is a massive complex, literally thousands and thousands of acres. Oh, this is pretty steep coming up out of here. Got my collective almost looking straight up. Yes, I know how to fly a helicopter. I'm a student helicopter pilot. I am not a licensed helicopter pilot. Just licensed as a student. I fly a D500 is what I've been trained on. This is a 407. I have a D500 in here as well and a D530. They're a lot more maneuverable than these 407s or one of the other Russian helicopters. I fly the 407 because, well, it's a common aircraft. Everybody has it in their basics. I loaded the 530 so that I can fly that, but you had to pay for it. So I fly that sometimes. Alright, so what I want to do now is we're going to go over to Belarus. Actually, I'm going to land at Putin's LZ. Hey guys, let's go over to Putin's LZ. Let's all land at Putin's LZ. Somebody can grab a screenshot of all of us landing over there together. And I need to, let's see, I need the sun to my back here so I get the best picture here. I'll land off to the side here. Yeah, you guys land on the other two spots. I'm going to land on this one. I'll just land here in the middle. I'll sit her right down here. turbulence up here. There we go. Look at that. Who else is in here? Everything's paved, really, Bob. So, yeah, this is a class. A lot of chats are from people just to talk crap in. We don't do that here. We're here to educate you. So what we're going to do is, where's the other bird? They're not flying here? Okay. Well, we're going to jump out of here. And we're going to fly over at Hradna. You guys want to go fly the missile site over in Hradna? Yeah, Army vet, you're absolutely right. Things are lost into translation. That's why we want to keep our chat to asking questions and answering questions, as opposed to people speaking sarcastically or people who think they're comedians trying to tell jokes that, one, aren't funny, and two, aren't necessary. This isn't a comedy channel. This is an educational channel, folks. We're here to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We're not here for other people's jokes. We're not here for sarcastic remarks. We're not here for any of that. We're here to educate you. And if you don't want to get an education, that's fine with us. You are welcome to go somewhere else. So here's Hradna. And I'm going to change my bird. I'm going to change my livery. I'm going to fly the KLW black. Actually, I'll fly the Army gold since Dave's not with us. Take a gold top. Close that. Come in here to Hradna. Now, some of you may not know about Hradna or what's going on over at Hradna. Russia has been talking about attacking a U.S. missile site in Poland. So yeah, just we're banning the trolls on site for forever. We don't care. If you're going to make stupid comments in the channel, we're going to ban you for life. Again, we do not care. You mean nothing to us. We're here to tell people the truth and educate them to the truth. And if that's not what you want, you're in the wrong place. So this site is a massive missile site. There are over 200 S-400 missiles at this site. And those 200 S-400 missiles are just 3.4 miles from the Polish border. Not far at all from the training area up here where Russian forces, along with Wagner and other military forces, are set up to take the Swalski Gap. Thank you for the shot.
Army 1-2 is tied 5 miles northwest of Uniform Mike Hotel Romeo, 2,100 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Army 1-2 Minsk Center. Squawk 1451.
Oops.
Squawk 1451 Army 1-2.
Army 1-2 radar contact 5 miles northwest of Uniform Mike Hotel Romeo, 2,300 feet.
Now, if you're a... Thank you.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace, Army 1-2.
Now, if you're a KLW World News member, you can download all of these liveries. Actually, you can download them for free. See that? If I slow down a little bit, I can bring it around sideways. So we've had all of these helicopters custom made. All the liveries on them, the Army helicopters, the KLW World News helicopters. This is a gold top. This is a helicopter that flies executives around, military personnel, senior personnel around in Washington, D.C. Get everybody a good look at it here. So what we're going to do is we are going to fly over to this facility here. There's one of our guys. We're flying to the Valkyries when you need it. So this first group of buildings here that we're going to move in on here, this is the production facility. This is where the Russians, in cooperation with the Belarusians, are building S-400, 500, and 550 missiles. And we're going to strip away all of these computer-generated buildings right here. Now, keep in mind, the 3D buildings that you see in the sim are based on the imagery generated. So there has been a lot of work done here. You can see that the parking lot has been expanded. You can see that the facility has been expanded, and this facility here not only builds them, but trains the guys how to launch them. So, massive facility. They've done a lot of expansion of this facility here in the very recent future. And originally, when this facility was built, the only thing here was just this missile launcher site that you see directly in front of us. And we've been monitoring this for years, this particular site. And so what they have done is they have filled this place up with missiles. And this was a full-blown missile site, and we're going to, again, remove all the 3D buildings and the foliage so you can get a clear image. You can see how many military vehicles are sitting down there on the ground. The other thing you can see is just off of the nose of the aircraft, all those long, white, skinny things, those are missiles stacked 4 high. They were, when we did inventory of this site, I got a lot of satellite imagery and recon imagery, and I'm not going to go into where all the imagery came from. Yeah, this isn't pretend world, folks. What you're looking at right there is a completed health thing, and everything else in that image, other than the trees, is a satellite image. Yes, we know there's no electricity in Moscow. We're going to get to that later. So originally, the stack of missiles that's right down here off of the nose of the aircraft, the helicopter, oh, stand by. All right, folks, that was awesome. So, more satellite imagery is being unveiled for us as we speak on the airfield in the northwest corner of Hradna, or excuse me, in the northwest corner of Belarus. We're going to fly that and show you what it looks like, and then we're going to have that the runways and everything removed, so as that you'll be able to see all of the helicopters that they've moved in over there and all of the equipment. But what I wanted to point out to you here was they have stacked up so many missiles at this facility that they had to remove them from behind the embankment and stack them out here on the ground. Look at that. They don't even have enough room to keep them in there. Now over here we have Iskander missile launchers, command and control vehicles. What's right off the nose of the helicopter there is a radar site. Here are more command and control vehicles, and we have 8 or 2 launchers of S-400s, S-500s right there off the nose of the helicopter. Now, we knew this was here. We thought, well, this really shouldn't be here, but it is. It's just 3.4 miles from the Polish border to our west. And so we've been watching this facility for some time. Then, I guess probably the first of the year last year, or the last part of last year, excuse me, the first of the year, first of the year this year, the last of the year last year, they started building this facility. Now, this facility is massive. In addition to having all of the radars and everything else, there are lots and lots and lots of missile launchers over here. Again, now, the great part about this is, and the fact that we have access to all of these satellite images, we have access to 26 different spy satellites. And I know for a fact that the image that you're seeing right there on your screen before your eyes was taken on October 10th. How do I know? I have the actual original imagery. And so I know that this image was taken on October 10th of this year. So it's a little over 2 months old. The crazy part about it is it's showing us some things that we didn't know before, or we didn't see before. Down here to the left, we have another guard building. Over there to the right next to the tree, that's a drone setting underneath of that tree. Got more command and control vehicles, security, and then when you come over here, we've got 3 S-400 missile launchers right in front of us. Over here we have 7 S-400 missile launchers. That's 28 missiles just right there. Imagine that, 28 right there. And so when the Russians kick it off, no, by the way, this right up here in front of us, these are fighting positions, folks. Why? And why are they facing that way? Because just 3.4 miles out off the nose of the bird there is Poland. Here's more fighting positions. And by the way, there's all kinds of fighting positions built between here and there as well. So there's the missiles. Now these humps that you see right here that look like shadows of pyramids, as you see right before me, those are radars. And these radars are providing imagery or tracking military aircraft and military targets from this site. And so this is a huge site because we have 2 radars and we have all of these launchers around here. Again, 4 more launchers right there, that's 16 more missiles. 4 more launchers right there, 16 more missiles. Then we've got another radar. When we come over here, we've got even more radars. That's the command center right there, that building we just flew over. That's the headquarters. Then there's another radar down here. As you can see right there, you can see it sticking up. See the shadow of it sticking up? See the shadow on the ground? And again, more command and control here. And we're going to show you just how close it is to Poland. So we're going to fly over here real quick and show you. Welcome to Poland. So they are not far from the Polish border at all. There we are flying out of Poland back into Belarus. And here's the missile site. So that gives you an idea of what the Russians have been building. You know, the Russians are complaining about what the Americans have built in Poland. Well, look what the Russians have built in Belarus. Now, the other thing I want to do is, you see that LZ down there in front of me, right through the windshield right there? That's where we're going to land. So let's start our descent in. And then when we get landed there, I'm going to show you guys the I'm going to show you guys just how big this LZ really is, because it's really huge, really huge. In fact, this LZ isn't made for a little helicopter. This LZ is made for the largest helicopter in the world. And I'm going to show you that here in just a minute when I ease her down here onto the LZ. And yeah, you guys can land on the corners there if you want. There's plenty of room. So we're going to set her right here, right on the numbers. Try to get her dead center, because I want to come out and give you a God's eye view. Okay. Look at that. The main rotor only takes up the circle in the middle. So you can land another helicopter on the front and the right, and another on the front and the left, guys. That's a hint, by the way. So technically you can land like 9 helicopters on one of these LZs. One in the middle, one on each corner like he is, and 3 across each side. All right, so what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to leave here. And y'all want to fly up to Hradna straight from here? We can do that. Let's try to find it. We got to go to the northeast. So it'll be northeast for just a few miles up here. We ought to be able to see it. Let's go up there. We can fly up there almost as fast as we can reprogram and spawn in there.
Minsk Center Army 1-2 is type 7 miles northwest of Uniform Mike Hotel Romeo 800 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Army 1-2 Minsk Center. Squawk 4043.
Squawk 404 Tree Army 12.
Army 12 radar contact 7 miles north of Uniform Mike Hotel Romeo 1,400 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace, Army 12.
All right, actually, it'll be faster to spawn in up there. So let's do that rather than fly up here because I got so much I want to show you guys. And then our good friend, again, I'm not mentioning his name because I do not have permission to do that, but he is removing all of the tarmac imagery from one of our sites. Now, this is where we're going now. This is the training area. And then also right up here is where they have hundreds and hundreds, and you can see them right here, hundreds and hundreds of tractor trailers lined up, ready to invade into Lithuania. Because, folks, they're going to take the Sawalski Gap. That's what this gap across is right here, going over to Kaliningrad. And we can fly that also. So what we want to do is go here. You do see vehicles at that facility, Army vet. Look close. There's lots of them on the ground. There's lots of them parked out front. Rewind. You'll see it. There's vehicles all over the place parked out in front of in front of it. Right underneath the trees. They don't let personal vehicles into top secret facilities. You know that. When was the last time you were able to drive your vehicle into a top secret facility? Now, there's missiles there too. Look at the building next door. Look at the parking area there. Okay, so this is the training area, folks, right here. And this has been
Minsk Center Army
modified
is type 11 miles
dramatically.
South of Echo Yankee Delta
There has
Romeo,
been
1,900 feet.
hundreds of millions of dollars
Charlie airspace.
spent at this
Army 12
facility
Minsk Center. Squawk 6
in adding stuff to it. They've added tracks
Squawk 6
for
65 Army 12.
moving target range for tanks.
Army 12 radar contact 11 miles south of Echo Yankee Delta Romeo 1,900 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
And then when we leave here, we ought to go down to Brest
Cleared through the Charlie
and
airspace, Army 12.
hit that airfield down there. Now, this is weapons, folks. This facility here, I think, has missile launchers in it. And I'm going to tell you why I think it has missile launchers in it. One, look how big the buildings are. And two, what do we know about top secret facilities that have missile launchers and nuclear stuff in them? They've got that giant fence, that giant clearing, and then they clear back from the fence. So what do you see here? You see the buildings, and if you don't think the buildings are big, look how small that garage door is on the end of that building. Okay? So there's the fence, and look how far back from the fence they have cleared. Additionally, these facilities are separated. Okay? These aren't all behind one fence. They're individually separated. So if you're in one, that doesn't mean you've got access to the other. So, and this is all brand new. Every bit of this here is new. Now, when we move over here to the campus, well, we've got motor pools over here. Got tanks over here. That's what's in all of these buildings here. These are motor pool buildings here, right underneath the bird right there now. That's the motor pool right there. Right here. Here we've got more Army vehicles. Right there are 2 Army tanks. And you're going to see a bunch of vehicles when we go to Brest. That's where we're going next. Yeah, there's no grass. That shows you how much traffic has been in and around in here. If we slide over here, you can see again there is no grass. It's giving you an idea of the number of troops that have been operating in here. Again, no grass. Now we're going to go up into the range. Now up here to the right is where they launch their UAVs. How do we know? Because we have satellite imagery from a year ago of them sitting there with a couple of UAV launchers. So what they do is the road comes up through here. You can see it's well worn. There's no grass growing on any of these roads. Lots of tracks from tanks and armored personnel carriers and things of that nature. But here's where they bring their drones for targeting, for target practice. And so they set their UAV launchers right here and launch their UAV targets out that way. And as they fly across the range, they shoot them down. Now the interesting thing we found out about this range is they have spent a fortune. How much? More than Belarus has. And in spending that fortune, they have added a lot to this facility. And we're going to show that to you. So they put new buildings up over here for training. And then as we progress down, and they've got 2 different roads here. One is paved, that's the one that we're hovering over, and then they got one through the woods. The reason for that is the one that's paved is for wheeled vehicles, the one that's through the woods is for tracked vehicles. Now when you get up here, these are ranges. You can see the targets there on the ground. When we get up here to where the tank range is, what they've done is they have put emplacements in out here. There's fighting positions right there. You can see them. But they've put railroad tracks in with berms to allow for moving tanks and moving targets for tanks. That's what these tracks are. There's a set of tracks right there. There's a set of tracks there. Another set of tracks there. Another set of tracks there. And it allows them to move tanks back and forth to create a complex target to shoot at. Because not only is the target traversing, not only is the target moving across, it's also moving closer or further away from the gunner. So it makes it more difficult for the tank gunner to hit the target. Here's some more of those tracks that you're seeing right here. And there's a berm in front of it. So the track goes behind, and we'll drop down here a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. So you can see the railroad tracks, and there's a berm. And so the way they do this is there's a train car. It's a little flat train car, and it has a pole sticking up in the air. And that pole sticking up in the air has a silhouette of a tank on it. And that silhouette of a tank is what they shoot at. And because it's moving towards them and at an angle, because see, down there's where they're shooting from. So it's moving towards them and at an angle. it makes it more difficult for the gunner because the target is coming at them and at an angle. Excuse me. Wow, Molly, you have no idea what we're doing, do you? And by the way, Molly, you have no content, so who are you to tell us what we're doing? Wow. And nobody said we're flying there. This is a simulation using real imagery. Yeah, Molly's a troll. So here's the railroad tracks. That fly there. And Molly, you can go look this up. Let's do this. Let's help Molly out since obviously she's mentally impaired. So there we are, Molly, right over top of the track. So what we're going to do for Molly, because she has no idea what she's talking about, we are going to come out. We're going to use the KLW World News map because you can't find this on a public map. And what we're going to do is we will just roll right on around. Let's see here. Like this. And then we're going to come right up here and we're going to come right into this base here next to Hradna. Here's the base. This is Google Earth, Molly, because you have no idea what you're talking about. Right there's where we're hovering, Molly. Right there's the railroad tracks. You see them, Molly? Pull your head out of your ass, Molly. They're right here. Those are the railroad tracks we're hovering over, Molly. Right there. See them? You can see the railroad ties. That's Google Earth. Go look it up. You can see the firing positions right here. These are where the tanks are firing at the targets. Here's the building we're showing you. Right there, Molly. Yeah. Go watch Lookner's channel. Ooh, collective. There we go. So those are the buildings, Molly, right in front of us. Did you see that? So what we're going to do is we're going to fly over here. To where they have added yet another LZ. And again, we're concerned as to why they are continuing to build all of these giant, there's more firing positions. See them there, Molly? Pay attention, Molly, since you haven't got a clue about anything else. Right there's the same firing positions we just showed you, Molly. Google Earth, go look it up. Don't you just love stupid people? This is why we hate YouTube, because it's full of stupid people like Molly. There's mortar practice. There's the mortar circles. That's for mortar forkers like Molly. There's another building. Wow, that's a new one. That wasn't there before. Now, there was already one And Molly doesn't think I'm flying. This is the cool part about it. Watch this. You see the LZs down there? Here we go. Here we go to the Joy Cam. Ta-da! There you go. My hand, the collective right here. The pedals are down here. Those are my footsies. Pedals are down there. See, I pushed to the left, I pushed to the right. Joystick, let's dive. Ooh. See that? Helicopter doesn't like that. So we're flying it, Molly. This is just so you can see it yourself. Yeah, the dirt roads go all the way to the border. We're going to show you that. We're also going to show you the hundreds and hundreds of trucks that are lined up on the border. But what we want to show you is they have built these landing zones here to accommodate the largest helicopter in the world. And to show you that they've built them to accommodate the largest helicopter in the world, which will hold 90 troops at a time, by the way, folks. Watch this. When I come in here and land, my main rotor isn't even as big as the circle in the middle. Yeah, that's me flying there, folks. It's ground effect. There we go. Yeah, we can do a nap of the earth here in a little bit. We'll do all that on Rumble. I just wanted to show you guys that we got the new imagery. We got a gentleman, again, I don't have his name to give you or anything, but he's helping us to remove all of the artificial out of this imagery and only show you the satellite imagery. That's what we're here for, is to show you the real satellite imagery. What we're seeing is real satellite imagery. The only thing that isn't real in the image is the trees and the helicopters. Right, they can do over 100 if they pack light, but it's set up for 90, and they would be, full combat gear, battle rattle, so I'd say 90 people in it. Now, as you progress, you can see that this military range
is type 8 miles south of Echo Yankee Delta Romeo, 600 feet.
Again, is massive. In the last 2 years, year and a half that we've been tracking this place almost daily,
Squawk 07 Tree Army 12.
They have spent millions of dollars
Army 12 radar contact 8 miles
in here.
south of Echo Yankee Delta Romeo 600 feet.
Now, if you come over here and you come out the north side of the training area, and again, they've built a road through the woods here so the tanks and everything can get all the way up to the border without the enemy seeing them. Also, they've cleared out a bunch of areas here for staging areas. See, like right there in this big cleared out area right here, they've been clearing this stuff out for months, taking stuff out. But that's not what I wanted to show you. What I wanted to show you was this little road that they've got through the woods right here. Okay?
Cleared through Charlie Airspace, Army 12.
Now, when you come out, you can see there's a road right there in front of us. See that? And you can come out and you can ride along the edge of the road here. But that's not the scary part, folks. The scary part is, look at how many tractor trailers the Russians have stacked up on the side of the road here. And people go, oh, well, they had a traffic jam one day. No, folks. I have month after month after month after month of satellite imagery of this exact road. And every time a new satellite image comes out, there's more trucks in this line. And these trucks are just stacked up. There's more than 250 of them here right now. In fact, from our imagery the other day, it shows us there's more than 250 of them lined up to go across the border right here. And Lithuania knows it. And you come all the way up here. And you come around the corner. And they're still stacked up 2 by 2. All the way up here. This is the Russian Belarusian invasion force, folks. And you see the nice little road over there to the right going through the woods? That's so they can move tanks and everything up here to the border and not have them on the paved road. Nobody will see them. They can hide them right over there in the woods. And I'll show you right here. Because if we bring the helicopter over here, and you come down here and park or land, when you're landed here in the woods, you can't see the road from here. You can't see any of those trucks. See how much forest it is through there? So if you're sitting over here in an armored personnel carrier with a camo net over it, nobody driving up and down that road over there is going to see you. And the crazy part about it is they've already cut the road. You can see the tracks going through the trees right there. They've already cut the trail through the woods. See it right there? Still underneath of us. Right there it is. They've already cut the trail through the woods all the way up here, and they have stopped short. Right there's the trail. There's the border. They've stopped short right there. See that? About 100 yards shy of the border. See that? See where the road ends? So here's the border. And they stopped short right there, right off my nose. And that's coming from the training area down there. Yeah, it's over 250 trucks. So what we're going to do now is, guys, we're going to land down here at the border. Go down here and land at the border crossing. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the other crossing in Belarus where they have the other convoy of tractor trailers lined up to come across the road, come across the border into Vilnius. And this is brand new, folks. We've been flying the Vilnius area and over in Belarus for months. And these trucks were not there. These trucks over next to Vilnius are brand new. Ground effect there. All right. Where's our other bird? All right, when we're going to spawn in, let's see. What's in the trailers are ammo, weapons, things of that nature. Same thing they did. This is the exact same thing Russia did before they invaded Ukraine. This is how I knew Russia was going to invade Ukraine, because I saw this for a year. As soon as Trump lost the election, the Russians started moving stuff to the border. They're the invasion into Latvia, Joe. It's identical to Ukraine, folks. Identical to Ukraine. They're doing the exact same thing that they did in Ukraine. All right, guys, we're going to go up to the border. We're going to show you the trucks lined up over there. Then after we go there, we're going to go over to Kaliningrad, and we're going to show you the trucks lined up over there. And again, anybody that comes in here that doesn't believe me, go get on Google Earth and see for yourself. If you've got the money, you could pay for the satellite imagery, just like we did, to see it for yourself. Right. Since he's won already once, he thinks he can do it again. The situation in Iran is they got their nuclear enrichment facility bombed, and they're a little, how should we say, hesitant to do anything else because they already got their weenie whacked once. So if we slide up here, now see, this is where the troops are here. So you guys got to understand, this is where the troops are here. There's more troops up here. Stay with me? Don't know. Glenn's there. So up here is Vilnius, and they're going to do the exact same thing. Here's Vilnius. So if you come out of Vilnius, there's the airport. This is in Lithuania. Here is the highway. There's the airport they're going to seize. And if you come down here and you follow this, you will find where the border is, which is right here. Now, the crazy thing is, do you see this line right here? That wasn't there a month ago. This is all brand new. This is a second front line. And they have cut this through here because this line here is the border. Now, we've already showed you where they were stockpiling equipment and so on and so forth back here. And where they had the facility over here, which is their military base in this town. The interesting part was when we were flying this the other night in the helicopter, the Russian helicopter, and we were flying up here towards Vilnius, towards the border. When we got up here close to the border, we found something that we hadn't seen before. And that is this line of trucks. See that? They weren't there a month ago. Funny how that happens, huh? Wolf doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. Now, if we want to know about anal sex, we'll go talk to Wolf. He's been a recipient for a long time, but he doesn't know anything about this. So the trucks are up ahead of us there.
Vilnius Approach Army 1-2 is Type 1 4 miles southeast of Echo Yankee Victor Kilo 2,200 feet. Request flight following.
Army 1-2 Vilnius approach. Squawk 0705.
Oh, I'm not probably correct. That's a fact there, Railroad.
Squawk
That's a fact.
0705 Army 1-2.
Army 1-2 radar contact 13 miles southeast of Echo Yankee Victor Kilo 1,700 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Roger, Army 1-2.
We just tell it as it is. I mean, Wolf will tell you, he knows. The fucking dude wears mascara, eyeliner, and lipstick. Give me a break. All right, so this is the road towards the Lithuanian border. This road leads to Vilnius. And we have flown this road together. Oops, the trucks are already there. Let me turn around. We have flown this road together probably a dozen times in the last year. And in all that time, and I want to change the time, so let's do that here. Sun a little higher in the sky. And it's good for the summertime, so that we got a brighter day, less shadows. Here we go. Okay, so there, you can see the shadows of the tractor trailers on the highway. And you can see the tractor trailers themselves. So there they are, lined up right there. Truck after truck after truck after truck. Right there on the road. And all this imagery, we're going through and removing all the computer generated stuff so that you only see satellite imagery. And there's more trucks. Yeah, that's a whole lot of money in trucks just sitting there on the side of the road. Now, where are they? They are staged back here. And how do we know that they're staged? Well, it's real simple. They're all the way off the side of the road. See them sitting on the shoulder of the road? So you can see their shadows. Right down there, that's what they are. And these trucks have only been here about a month. If that, because we just found them the other night. And I haven't made out, I guess this is going to be a military staging area here on the right side of the road. I don't know, because they've already got a truck stop on the left side of the road. But notice the trucks stop right here. And there's a truck stop here and a truck stop there. Look at all the trucks in the parking lot. And you come up here, you can see off to the right, that trail going up to the right and to the left. That's the new front that they have put in. Because you're not even to the border yet. See that? That's not the border. Right up here is the border. Right down through there, you see it? Clearing right off my nose.
Clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
That's the border.
Army 1-2, Vilnius approach.
So Vilnius to the right, or excuse me, Lithuania to the right, and Belarus to the left. You'll notice there's no line of trucks stacked up like that going into Belarus. There's only a line of trucks stacked up like that going out of Belarus into Lithuania. Correct, it's not in the old satellite imagery. None of that is in the old satellite imagery. Hunter, are you on the network? All right, so guys, we're going to land here, and we're going to go over to Kaliningrad. And we're going to show everybody all of the tractor trailers lined up there to invade across the Suwalski Gap. And then since I got 3 of you guys, can y'all hang around? Can we get you on a conference call and we can all fly together and do the Suwalski Gap where the Belarusians are going to go across? We'll go across the wooded part there. instead of going across the roads, so we can show where the invasion forces are stacking up, getting ready to go across? There we go. All right, so let's go to Kaliningrad, shall we? So, sorry, I was reading the chat. So now, we come out of here, that's Vilnius. But if we come over here to Kaliningrad, is this where the missile launchers are? Yeah, it's the missile launcher site. We ought to fly that too. Now, the one we're getting ready to fly, let's go up here to the corner, guys. Let's show everybody this, because this is the one we're getting ready to unmask. So what we've done here already, and our friend has done it, you can see the helicopters on the ground. And these are all of the attack helicopters and so on and so forth. The problem is that the fine folks at Microsoft have hidden them all. All right, we'll go fly COG later. The most dangerous plane in the world is right there in front of you. People are crashing those things left and right. Oh, stand by. That's the man. All right, folks. So that was Steve. He said he's not looking for credit. And I told him we were just trying to be gracious and thank him and everything. But that's the guy who has done this for us to allow the unmasking. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you what it looks like with just the buildings and the foliage removed. But we're going to show you the masking that they have done to hide all the helicopters, the attack helicopters, and all that other stuff. And our good buddy Steve that I just hung up with, he has been able to remove all of that from the imagery so we can actually fly over and see the helicopters that are on the ground. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you where Microsoft is trying to hide all of this. And then we're going to show you the excellent work that Steve has done to remove all of that masking. Then what we're planning on doing is we're going to buy all of the 3D models of all of the Russian aircraft. And every time we get current satellite imagery, we're going to send that to Steve, and he's going to populate that imagery with the exact aircraft that is setting in that exact spot on the tarmac, so as that when we fly into these airports or these military bases, we will see each and every exact aircraft as it is in real life represented there in a 3D model. So again, thank you very much, Steve. You have done wonders for us. This is something we've been trying to do for a while. And my friend, you've helped us out a lot. There comes a helicopter right there. See that? Look at him. Wow. Here we go.
Kaliningrad Center Army 1-2 is type 2 miles south of Uniform Delta Oscar Sierra 1,600 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
So there's the airfield down there.
Army 1-2, Kaliningrad Center. Squawk 0103.
And we're going to show you what they've done.
Squawk 0103 Army 1-2.
Army 1-2 radar contact 1 mile south of Uniform Delta Oscar Sierra 1,300 feet.
So you can see the gray on the road. That's where Microsoft has added roadways, tarmacs to the ground. And Steve has already removed all of the artificial imagery from here. All of the buildings and so on and so forth. All of the foliage, all of that stuff has been removed. The only thing we haven't removed is the tarmacs down here. So we're going to be able to come back and fly this in about an hour. And you see right there where they've hidden the helicopter, you can see the rotor blades right underneath the mine. There's a helicopter there, but Microsoft was nice enough to hide that from us. And they've hidden all kinds of things, because this tarmac over here, we're going to show you, it's the apron. These are real planes right here, by the way. Actually, those are computer generated, I'm sorry. Why are they there? Is that airport? I guess I need to turn that off. Turn off all AI generated aircraft. Yeah, I can turn that off. Those are AI generated. I'll turn that off in the next flight. They won't be sitting there. But in real life, what we're going to be doing in real life is all of these aircraft that are really there, we will be putting 3D models. I'm going to be paying for them for Steve, because Steve can inject those 3D models. Oh, look, he's put all kinds of stuff in here for me. He added this because this isn't in the original model, I don't think. Or at least it wasn't the other day. But Steve might have put this in to demonstrate that to us. But anyway, he's already removed all of the 3D buildings and so on and so forth. But he hadn't had the opportunity to replace the tarmac, remove the tarmac. But there you can see rotors underneath. There you can see the shadow of a tail rotor. Over here, these buildings, this building right here is full. This tarmac right here is full of military vehicles. And as we fly down through here, in some of these locations, you will be able to see more tail rotors. And look at those shadows of the helicopters. You see that right there? See the shadows of the helicopters? See that? Shadows of the helicopters, shadows of the helicopters. So we know there's helicopters sitting there. You can see the tail rotor sticking out from underneath of it. So again, our buddy Steve has hooked us up with some code that will remove all of this tarmac from off of all of these helicopters, and it can allow us to see all of this in real imagery. All of this fake stuff that's on here is going to be removed and allow us to see every single one of these helicopters. And our buddy Steve is hooking us up to be able to do this everywhere that the Russians have military equipment, and we've been able to find it. So this is the building that the roof is caving in, and this building is loaded up with military vehicles. So I'm going to land right here. I want to thank everybody for being here. I'm going to hang up the excuse me, I'm going to end this video, and we are going to call Steve, and we are going to load that into this, and then we're going to come back right here, and we're going to show you the difference between what you see right now and what's really there. So, folks, I want to thank you for being here, and we'll be calling Steve here in just a few minutes, and we'll be back shortly. So you folks have a great day. We will see you soon. And by the way, do you guys like the camera over here, seeing me doing this? Or does that do nothing for you? There he is. Look at that. God love it. God love it. It don't get any better than this. There we are. That's the shot. Take a screenshot now in 4K. All right. Everybody likes the cam, so we'll leave that there. Let me zoom in here a little bit more. Let me get that image off the top of the screen there. That's the image. And take that screenshot now and send that to me, not on, don't send it to me on the network, email it to me. So screenshot that shot right there and email it to me. I think that'll be badass. All right, thank you guys. We will see you in a few minutes.